There are moments in human history when the veil between our world and the unknown seems to thin. Moments when ordinary people report extraordinary, unsettling encounters. For decades, they have claimed to be taken, visited, studied. But are these merely dreams, or fragments of a truth we are not yet ready to accept? Tonight, we journey into the shadows, where the line between reality and the impossible blurs. These are the top 5 creepiest alien abduction cases, with evidence. Number 5, the Allagash Waterway Abduction. In August 1976, 4 art students embarked on a canoeing trip deep in the wilderness of Maine. One night, they noticed a brilliant silent light hovering over the lake. As it descended, a beam of light engulfed their canoe. Their next memory was being back on the shore, the campfire reduced to cold embers. Years later, haunted by nightmares, all 4 men underwent separate hypnotic regressions. Under hypnosis, they recounted identical stories of being taken aboard a craft, subjected to physical examinations by non-human beings with large eyes and slender fingers. The striking consistency of their independent testimonies, separated by years and distance, remains one of the most compelling pieces of corroborative evidence in UFO literature. It suggests either a shared, deeply buried trauma or an event so bizarre it defies conventional explanation. Number 4, the Travis Walton case. On November 5, 1975, a logging crew in Arizona was heading home when they saw a saucer-shaped craft hovering silently above the trees. One of the crew, Travis Walton, approached the object on foot. A beam of blue-green light struck him, throwing him back several feet. His crewmates, terrified, fled the scene. They reported him missing, and a massive search began. Walton was presumed murdered. 5 days later, he reappeared, disoriented and 20 pounds lighter. He claimed to have woken up on a table surrounded by short, bald beings with enormous eyes. The case gained worldwide attention because Walton and his entire crew passed polygraph tests administered by law enforcement. The physical evidence, his weight loss and the sheer terror of his colleagues, was undeniable. Was it a hoax, or did a logging crew witness something that night in the forest they were never meant to see? Number 3, the Buff Ledge Camp Abduction. In the summer of 1969, 2 teenage camp counselors at Buff Ledge in Vermont were relaxing on a dock when several strange lights appeared over the lake. The lights darted about, then one descended, projecting a beam toward them. Their next conscious thought was of the lights moving away. They felt an inexplicable sense of lost time. For years, the incident was a forgotten, hazy memory. It wasn't until 1978 that a UFO researcher uncovered the case. Under hypnosis, both counselors independently described being levitated into a craft. They recalled a sterile environment and examination by small beings. But the most disturbing detail was a third witness, a maintenance man who watched from a distance as the 2 were lifted into the sky, frozen in fear. His corroboration turned a personal memory into a documented event, a chilling account of a summer night that was anything but ordinary. Number 2, the Pascagoula Abduction. On the evening of October 11, 1973, 2 shipyard workers, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker, were fishing on the Pascagoula River in Mississippi. A silent, egg-shaped object with blue lights descended near them. 3 strange, robotic-looking figures with wrinkled grey skin floated from the craft. Hickson and Parker were paralyzed as the beings lifted them aboard. They described being scanned by a large, eye-like device. Afterward, they were deposited back on the riverbank, and the object vanished. Terrified, they went to the sheriff's office. Believing their story was a hoax, officers left them in a room with a hidden microphone. The recording captured not a conspiracy but the raw, genuine terror of 2 men trying to process an impossible event. Their panicked whispers, when no one was supposed to be listening, became the strongest evidence that what they experienced that night was terrifyingly real. Number 1. The Betty and Barney Hill Case. In September 1961, an interracial couple, Betty and Barney Hill, were driving home through New Hampshire's White Mountains when a strange light began to follow their car. It grew larger, revealing a pancake-shaped craft. Through binoculars, Barney saw figures staring back at them. Their next memory was being 35 miles down the road, with 2 hours of time completely unaccounted for. Their watches had stopped. Betty began having vivid nightmares of being examined by non-human entities. Barney developed severe anxiety. Under hypnosis, both recounted a detailed, terrifying abduction. But the most stunning piece of evidence was a star map Betty drew from memory, which she claimed was shown to her on the craft. Years later, an astronomer, Marjorie Fish, identified the pattern. It precisely matched a perspective of our Sun from the Zeta Reticuli star system, a system unknown to the public in 1961. The map remains a deeply unsettling artifact, a supposed glimpse from a visitor's point of view. These accounts are not isolated fantasies. They are woven into the fabric of our modern mythology, backed by witness testimony, physical traces, and documentation that resists easy dismissal. They exist in the space between the known and the unknowable, forcing us to confront a profound question. In the vast, silent expanse of the cosmos, are we truly alone? Or are we simply, and perhaps naively, unobserved? The stories suggest the truth isn't just out there. It may have already been here. Thank you for watching.